we go. We Like Dota is brought to you by the support of our generous patrons. Find out how to sponsor the show. Visit WeLikeDota.com and follow the links to the Patreon.
We Like Dota. Episode number 58 starts now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We Like Dota. This is We Like Dota, the internet's casual Dota 2 podcast. I'm Brian Sabone-Yinger, and joining me this afternoon is Ben Yadneb Day.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm here.
Very good. Also joining us this afternoon is senior executive producer Cheeks of Flappin'. Hello, Cheeks.
Hey, Brian.
Oh, let's turn you back up. There you go. Hi.
Hey, Brian.
Hello.
Hi.
I
Good to be here.
have all the power over here. Jared is not here to mix the soundboard and do all that stuff.
God help us.
He said his in-laws were coming next week, and he needed to deep clean the house, which that's fine.
Yeah, that's
fine. Whenever
No, I heard
it's stressful whenever in-laws visit.
that Jared's in-laws have black lights around their neck all the time. So he's got to have a lot of cleaning to do probably.
Yeah, I can't necessarily confirm that.
Nor will you deny it,
Nor will I
apparently.
deny
Okay.
it, but I'm pretty sure that's not true. But yeah, how are we doing this afternoon, guys?
We're doing well.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice... the snow's melting.
The snow is melting. Yeah.
We've been buried under feet and feet of snow.
Now we just have flood-like
Now
conditions
now,
for the next month.
Now we're just going to have water everywhere and gross snowy water.
So Friday night, I had a friend of the show, Kyle, and friend of the show, Josh,
Yeah.
over to the old house here to play some Dotes in a LAN style setup. It felt like we were running a gamer house over here.
That's probably more
We
of
were
an
a pro
accurate...
gaming
I don't
house.
think people LAN anymore. I don't know if that's really a thing.
Ever since the internet came around,
Like a LAN party?
It was a LAN party. It was a LAN
It was
party.
one, but I mean, people don't call it that. I think they would call it a gamer house. You had a gamer
not
house
for-
on Friday.
Not for Kyle and Josh because they're millennials.
They're
They don't
young.
know
Yeah,
about
they're very
LAN
young.
parties.
But yeah, we had a good time. We tried the new bacon wrapped pizza from Little Caesars. And,
Everything you thought it would be.
It was okay. It was all right. It just tasted like a Little Caesars deep dish with bacon on it.
That's what I would expect it to
Yeah,
taste
it was
like.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd get it again.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I like the regular deep dish a little bit more. But we had all sorts of chips and candy and stuff, and my wife was gone. And look, when she leaves,
It sounds like you fall apart.
I fall apart. Yeah,
this becomes a gamer house.
I feel sick today. The house falls into disarray.
The house smells like a mix of bacon and Doritos,
Mm-hmm.
and that explains why.
Well, I had sriracha flavored potato chips, Ben.
Oh, wow.
Target makes them. They're
Yeah.
kettle cooked.
Yeah.
Very good.
You just made poor decisions across the board.
I had fun.
That's true. But here's the thing, though. When you get our age, recovering from an event like that takes much longer than it used to.
Oh yeah. Well, I was telling Josh and Kyle, I was like, I'm 27 years old. What the hell am I doing?
You had no business
Yeah.
doing what you did. No,
Yeah.
it just shouldn't happen.
Yeah. All right.
I'm glad you had fun. That's
let's
great.
let's get into Dota feelings, and we'll continue to talk about this stuff.
Oh, look at it go! Oh, yeah!
You know what? I don't get to say, and now we can start the show as is tradition with who'd you play. I can't say that anymore.
Yeah. How did it go last
starting
week?
a
Did you
new
have a hard
tradition.
time?
Yeah, it was fine. We had a good time with it. Cheeks, you said we have a new tradition. Can you maybe explain to us what the new tradition is here?
Well, this is Dota feelings now, guys. We're beyond who'd you play. We're about what did you feel? Who
Yeah.
did you feel? That's not right. What did you feel
Yeah.
from playing Dota this week? So what kind of feelings did you have? I'm going to start off with Ben. How did you feel? How did Dota make you feel?
I felt neutral. So I played a little bit of Dota on Friday. I mostly did non-Dota activities. So I read through the entire Age of Ultron comic book line.
Wow, I didn't know this.
I just was curious, so I
How
did
many
that.
comics is that?
It was a lot. It was probably like 15 to 20 comics.
You did this in a weekend.
Probably through the course of a week.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying out the Marvel Unlimited thing where you have access, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
You have access to pretty much everything they've ever made.
Really?
Like 15,000
So it's like
comic
Netflix
books.
for comics.
Yeah, for Marvel comics. Yeah.
How much does that cost?
It was $10 for a month, but it's cheaper if you do more than that.
Yeah.
But because I was gonna buy something to read, because I wanted to read the Age of Ultron thing, and I was gonna
Yeah.
like buy some books. I'm like, that's expensive.
Well, it makes sense if you just want to, you have something in mind that you want to read.
Yeah.
You just do that and then you cancel the
Well,
subscription.
that's I'm on vacation next week, so I'll probably read some more comic books, and it'll be good. So I read through that, which it's going to be nothing like the movie, so it was not informative whatsoever, because I think half the characters in the books were not going to be in the movie. So there's that. And then I played some Final Fantasy 14. Again, some friends talked me into playing that, and I hit the level cap in that game. And there's all kinds of things I have to unlock in that game. And then I was messing with some of the PlayStation Plus games as well, which I know Cheeks played some of those too, which they had a pretty good lineup this time with
Real good lineup.
Oddworld and a skateboarding game and some other things like that.
Ollie 2. Welcome to Ollywood.
Exactly.
That's the
But we're here to
skateboard
talk about Dota. So Dota, I did join not the LAN party thing because I would never get the Doritos out of my hair or the bacon out of my hands or anything.
We also
so.
had Jolly Ranchers. Josh had a great idea. He got Jolly Ranchers because, you can't really snack on much while you're playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That sounds just.
He's like the Jolly Ranchers stick with you.
I would not recover from an event
And
like that very
well,
fast.
It
I don't
helps
think.
keep the mic quiet too, right?
Right.
Helps
Well,
keep
yeah,
the
'cause
mic
he's-
clear if you have a Jolly Rancher in your mouth. You're
Stepping
like
on a Jolly
normal.
Rancher.
Which I need help with.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, anyways, I didn't actually join physically, but I joined through the internet with the magic of technology allowing us to do so.
Yeah.
And so I played the first match. Nobody had a plan. That was really frustrating.
Well, we went into, to clarify, we went into the night saying, hey, we haven't played in a long time.
Yeah,
Let's just have fun tonight.
I missed that. I didn't hear that.
I
So-
typed it in our chat. in
Oh,
our
well,
Google
Fridays
chat.
is traditionally try hard night.
Yeah. We had talked about it.
Well, I don't know. I was not paying attention, which is it's probably
I think
my
what
fault.
Brian was saying was that we haven't had fun on a try hard night in a long time. So I think he wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but
it's fun to have fun.
I guess I still anticipated
Yes.
having a plan. So we went in and there was no plan. And so we went in, and I think we were playing all pick, and nobody was telling me what to do. And usually people tell me what to do. So my mouse was hovering over Meepo, so I picked Meepo.
and it happened.
And it happened. So I played
Bold.
Meepo, and I had more than one character running around, and he was hitting more than one thing. And
More than one Meepo.
yeah, more than one. That's how
Did it-
Meepo works.
Would you say that, getting back to the feelings,
Yeah.
you say that playing Meepo gave you a feeling of nostalgia for your Warcraft 3 days?
No. The feeling was still neutrality. I was mostly confused on why we weren't having a plan. So I would say I had a neutral game as Meepo.
You know what would have helped that out a little bit, Ben?
What's that? Reading what was being said in the chat.
You could have just said something.
Oh, I don't think I talked all night.
You didn't talk all night.
I don't know if I said anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad though. I was neutral.
Yeah. No, if you would have just said, "Hey guys, do we have a plan here?"
I typed that, and I got no response.
Yeah.
So
Well-
I picked Meepo.
There was 4 of us on voice chat, so that was
I was listening. I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But it's my fault that Meepo got picked. But it's not my fault that we lost that game
No, not at all.
because the rest of our
No.
team fed pretty bad. Brian, I think, didn't feed too bad. But everybody else
think
fed
I
Let's
had
pretty
not
bad.
6
name
deaths.
names here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
not
don't wanna
naming
give
any
bad
names.
Dota feelings.
Yeah, so, but because I was playing Meepo, I had low expectations anyways, so I never really felt sad or upset. I just felt neutral.
How did you have fun with Meepo?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Okay.
It was, yeah, like I said, neutrality on that one. And then I played Sniper and had a really good game on Sniper.
Yeah.
And we won.
Yeah, we had a good draft with Sniper, with you playing the Sniper.
Yeah, it just worked out well. Who did we have in that match?
We had you on Sniper, we had Josh on Lich, we had Kyle on Faces Void, Jared was on Dusk, I was playing Treant Protector, and Cheeks was coaching us.
You know what? I'm going to change from neutral to say that my Dota feelings are relatively upbeat.
Okay.
Because I enjoyed that game where Cheeks was coaching people.
Oh, it was great. Cheeks is a great coach.
Yeah, that was really good. So, I mean, I had a good game of Sniper, and I felt like Cheeks coaching involved our team making some fewer mistakes, if that makes sense.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I hope so.
So as a carry, it made my job a lot easier because you guys were setting things up well. There was a lot more coordination. I could just right-click the heck out of people.
You know what it was like? It was like Warcraft 3. We were all the units, and Cheeks was the guy on the keyboard and mouse.
Did you feel like that?
I did. Yeah.
I
I was
didn't
the
feel like
Yadneb
that.
Ben Day.
That's right.
I just
the
felt
team that night.
Yeah, I just felt a sense of ease that I don't usually have. I wasn't worried about
Yeah.
where my teammates were and what they were doing, which I think a lot of times I don't stay focused on just trying to farm and do what a carry's supposed to do. I'm like, why is our mid all the way over in the enemy jungle getting killed by people?
There's
Like,
generally about
I get frustrated.
3 things that I think during a match.
Yeah.
And that's one of the 3 things that I wonder about 75% of the time.
why is our mid in the jungle
Yeah.
getting killed?
Right.
Yeah. So but I feel like with Cheeks there, he's worrying about those things, and I was just worried about trying to farm, and that was much better.
Yeah.
It was great having a
It worked
coach.
out. It worked out.
I'm gonna
yeah.
say overall an upbeat, kind of above neutral Dota feelings week for me.
That's good.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Cheeks?
I'm feeling positive. I feel like I didn't play a whole lot this week either. I was playing some of the PlayStation Plus stuff and trying to get back at Shadow of Mordor and stuff like that. But when I came back to play Dota on the Try Hard night, I was just happy to get in there and have an opportunity to coach again because I enjoy that coaching position.
Yeah.
It's kind of having an overview of what everybody's doing and
You're like
kind of thinking.
You're like who's like a really good coach in the sports world?
In Dota,
I'm
or you just mean in anything?
Well, see, what coach would I like to be? I would like to be. I don't know if I want to be that Jackson guy. Who's the Bulls coach?
The what?
The famous Bulls coach, Phil Jackson.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you should have let him stumble a
I
little
only
longer.
I only know Michael Jordan.
No. So no, I don't want to be the Phil Jackson. Who do I want to be? I want to be the Lombardi. I'll be Lombardi.
Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, Vince.
People
Lombardi.
like to quote that guy. Wait, he's a coach?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like some like war general or something with people quoting him
War
like he
General
does.
Vince
General
Lombardi.
Patton.
That's a huge letdown.
General Patton.
Yeah, that's a huge letdown.
Well, that's good.
And that's why they call the Super Bowl trophy the Lombardi Trophy. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
that
makes sense.
Coach.
I want to know,
famous.
speaking of the Super Bowl, I want to know that kid that died in that commercial, the progressive kid. I want to know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I want to know if they're going to have a follow-up to that commercial. Nobody? Okay.
I don't
No,
know. Is that a
was just
Super Bowl
It
commercial?
was a Super Bowl commercial. It was just depressing.
The
Really.
Super
Someone
Bowl
died
commercials
in
were-
a Super Bowl commercial?
Kind of.
It was
I don't
dumb.
know. It
Yeah,
was just dumb.
let's
Kind
just
of a
move
downer.
on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's just move on. I'm sorry.
This is getting
Wow.
frustrating. Anything else you have to share?
Are you feeling frustrated?
Because we need to probably unpack how Brian's doing here.
We need to unpack.
No,
my
I'm
feelings.
feeling good.
You're
I'm
feeling
feeling
good.
good. I got a 2-0 coaching record with Nan, so I'm happy
Wow,
with that.
that's pretty good. We should try and keep that
Yeah.
going in the future.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I want to know. So, Brian, how you feeling? It seems like maybe
Well,
you're having a rough time.
Yeah. Well, Ben, as you know, I can really only communicate in feelings.
Sure.
That's
we'll go
really
with that.
about the only thing
Raw
that I
feeling.
can do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 people in the world. There's logical thinkers and feelings thinkers.
You're a feelings thinker.
I'm a feelings thinker.
What does that even
Yeah.
mean?
Mm,
I'm apparently not one because
Yeah.
I don't get it.
that's not good for Dota.
No.
No.
No, I put sad in the show notes, but now that I think about it and look back on our time, I had fun.
Okay.
I had
good.
fun, and I feel like I played well in the matches that I played, even
Mm-hmm.
though we went like a staggering, I think, 1-4 for
Yeah.
the evening.
Roughly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a good match on Crystal Maiden, Ben. I got 3 kills
Great.
as a support in the early lane.
Okay.
Well, you were telling me that your mind had been changed about Tree Amp Protector too.
I
So-
was just gonna say that. Yeah, the 2 shining spots of the night were playing Lone Druid and Treant Protector, and I had a blast on Treant Protector. Mostly because you're there telling me what to do.
That was a good game overall. That was just really fun.
But that guy's a lot of fun. It seems like it's with the right draft. You gotta have the right draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that guy's a lot of fun, especially once you get up the Ag Scepter on him.
Oh yeah,
That thing
totally
is
fun.
that thing is crazy.
Printing gold in the jungle.
That's right.
Without a doubt.
So he's fun, and his right click in the early game is like twice that of other heroes. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
literally.
he hits pretty hard,
It's
doesn't
insane.
he? It's pretty amazing.
And then I've been
Pretty slow.
yeah,
You know.
and I've been wanting to play some lone druid for quite a while, and I finally got a real life match in with him, and I did okay. We lost quite poorly, but I think as far as like carrying the team goes, I did okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So there was that. Had some fun on him, and yeah, after not playing for about 2 weeks due to work schedule and everything, it was a good time. So I had fun, and
So you're not sad? Because it seems
I'm
like
not
you're a little
sad.
sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nostalgic.
I mean, you don't have
Okay.
to be sad just because you lost. I mean, you can
no.
still feel good about what you've accomplished.
Yeah, I still get.
I mean, I've
I'm
had
still
a-
whiny though.
Yeah,
I've had a
that's
losing
why I thought
week
you were
this
sad.
week too. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
All right.
Well, I'm glad that we all talked about our Dota feelings. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
This is
right.
what it's about.
I think we're gonna move on
Oh.
to the news here.
Okay, can I just say?
Yeah.
Let people know what game we're giving away this week.
I was just about to ask you about that. What game
Yes.
are we giving away this week?
All right, this week we will be giving away a copy of Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light.
That's that
this
co-op
one-
game, right?
Yes, it came out, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of an isometric looking sort of co-op game. I've heard good things about it. I haven't had a chance to play it myself, but yeah, we're giving away a copy of that. The way that you can potentially get your name in the drawings, or that you will get your name in the drawings for this, I don't know why I said potentially. The way you can get your name entered in the drawings each week for the games and sets that we're going to start giving away too, is you can go over to our subreddit, r/WeLikeDota, and then post a question under the Noobs Ask Noobs thread. And it's usually sticky there over on the right-hand side of the screen. So go there, post a question about Dota or about life, and you'll be entered in that week's drawing for the game or Dota set that we're giving away.
So some good instructions for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, that sounds great. Cheeks, what do you say we see you at the bottom of the show?
That sounds great to me.
All right, we'll see you there.
All right.
To read the future, I need entrails!
Ben, let's talk about the news.
Yeah, was there any news this week?
In Dota, not a ton.
There were some players that got moved around and stuff, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
we've been talking about that a lot, and
Eventually it's going to settle down, right?
it does seem like there has been a lot of movement the past couple weeks here, or not even week. Like I feel like the whole scene has just been shifting around like crazy for the last couple months.
It gets tiring, doesn't it?
It does.
Like,
It's hard to keep up with.
I'm kind of over it. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have a big tournament coming up at all? Is there anything big coming up?
We have the MLG Columbus, the MLG Pro League Finals coming up here in April.
Which we may try to go to potentially.
Yeah, I need to ask off work for that, and hopefully I can get that. And shout out to Bunny. He's been sending me some information about how to get press passes for that and everything. So I think we might be able to try and go as press, potentially.
What does that mean for us?
I don't know.
We
don't
might
know
be able to. Remember last year we went and we had that friend of Chris's that went and he got to sit in a special spot and drink beer.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
That would be great.
If that's what the press pass is, I'm on
Yeah.
board.
Well, I'm thinking we might be able to get some access to players for like interviews and stuff like that, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's better than just getting shunned by Navi in the parking lot or whatever. Right?
Yeah,
That
you got shut down pretty hard by those guys.
Yep.
Like they
Well, now we're a big deal.
have
so
we told that story before?
We have, yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's in the archives somewhere.
Yeah. So there's that. MLG Columbus is coming up, and I think that's going to really. I'm thinking Valve's got to be thinking of who they're inviting to TI5 already.
It has to be on their radar. I think MLG Columbus. It felt like a huge event last year. I don't know if it's had the build up this year as much.
I think it has.
Has it? Okay.
There's certainly more. There's more money being thrown at it, and
Okay.
more. Just more on the line.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So it could be a very exciting event to say the least. I know last year just felt like a really big deal. So
Yeah.
it was a fun time. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, there's the Dota Pro stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's still happening. People are still moving around, and
But Ben, I want to talk a little bit about the competitive scene. I found an article on Gosu Gamers about kind of some long-term hero picks.
What does that mean? What's a long-term hero pick?
So this competitive hero picks from basically 2012 all the way up to 2014.
So you're looking at
the end of 2014.
You're looking at who are the heroes that have been popular kind of as the meta has changed?
Correct.
Okay. So who do we have?
So back at patch 6.74, this is back to March 2012. First pick was Leshrac,
Okay. Things have changed.
which
So we're going back in history here.
He's
is what
still
we're
a good
doing.
hero, yeah.
He is, but he doesn't get picked nearly as often.
Second pick, Venomancer.
Wow.
Third
Okay.
pick, Wind Ranger.
Yeah, she was
or
super popular for a while.
Wind Runner
At that point in
at
time.
that point, yeah. And fast forward about 6 months, Jakiro was first pick. Second pick, Leshrac. Third pick, Batrider. Give it another 6 months. We have, or no, I'm sorry, another balance change. 6.76, Jakiro, Darkseer, and Rubik.
Okay.
Which that would have been. Was that around? No, that was not the TI3 era, was it? No,
No.
because that would have been 2013. And then Shadow Demon, Rubik, Magnus. Next patch was Visage, Rubik, and Darkseer. Okay, Ben, here's one for you. Patch 6.79. This would have been 2013, winter 2013. So this would have been right after TI3. First pick, Ben.
Yeah.
Crystal Maiden.
Yeah. Well, she used to be good.
Crystal, I think she's only gotten better.
She's horrible right now in the pro scene.
She's only gotten better, Ben.
We've looked at the stats, Brian. You say this, but she's not.
Yeah, she's only gotten buff though, Ben.
But everybody else has gotten buffed. She's just not where she needs to be.
That's true. Second pick, Clockwork. Third pick, Visage. Anyway, I could go on and on. There's all sorts of picks.
Well, tell me, why don't you paraphrase it? What did you
Yeah.
find interesting about it?
Well, what I found interesting is that a lot of these first picks, actually all of the first picks are supports.
Okay.
And I think that's surprising. Or most picked heroes. These aren't first picks. These are most picked.
Well, I think the support, I think that those are maybe a little bit less, it's less dangerous if your support gets like hard countered, I think, if that makes sense. Like if your carry gets hard countered, what do you do, right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's part of it. They probably get picked a little bit earlier into the match.
Yeah.
And I think also just the utility allows them to be built around in a different way. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think the supports are really important to the game, which is why you see them getting picked up a lot.
I think that's true too.
Kind of
yeah.
the more, I think people lean towards the, whatever the pros think the more overpowered support hero is at the time. Like when Venomancer's wards gave like 1400 night vision or something crazy like that.
Yeah, they find some interesting things to do with them for sure. So
Yeah, so I think we just find them picking up supports quite a bit.
yeah, that's a good observation for sure.
Yeah, that's really all I got.
Okay, thanks
That's
for
really-
bringing it to our
that's
attention.
really I got for you
No,
on
it
that
is
one.
interesting to kind of look back and see how the patches have changed, who's popular and who's doing well and who's picked and that kind of thing.
Venomancer was on there a lot though.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I
Venomancer's.
feel good about that. I
Yeah,
like
that's
Venomancer.
great. I like that they. I think I like that they changed the balance quite a bit in the game, and it never feel cheated with that. I know, like I never feel like real angry and upset. I know, like League of Legends players get like upset
Yeah.
every single patch, and maybe it's just because I'm not good enough at the game to get that upset about it. But I'm like, okay, you can kind of see that Ice Frog is pointing the game in a different direction, and you're just like, all right, time to adjust.
Yeah, and
It feels like it's thought through. Maybe that's what I'm saying. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like it's just kind of, let's do something different. We're just gonna throw this at the
Yeah,
wall and see if it
yeah.
sticks. It seems like there's a lot of thought that goes into,
Or like
this is what I want to do with how the whole meta in the game works in general.
Yeah. Yeah, and it feels like they're not necessarily just saying, okay, we're just going to buff this hero just to change the game. Or
Right.
like nerf this hero just to change the game. It's more so this strategy is too strong or this hero in particular is a little too strong.
Right. I think they work through where do they want the meta, and then from there they work backwards to how do you adjust the heroes.
Right.
Versus let's change the heroes and then have the meta kind of fall out from that.
Yeah.
It seems like they're actually thinking through what's going to happen, which is
Yeah.
good. I like that.
You want the developers to be thinking through what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I think with League of Legends, they just changed their jungle the way it worked again recently. and people are just so upset. Like, I guess a lot of the player base is just super upset about how they changed it. And it just seems like every time that Riot throws out a patch,
What they change about it?
I don't know. I didn't read that in depth with it, but I just know that when Riot throws patches out, people get like furious.
Yeah.
It's the internet and that happens, but I don't see that as much with Dota. It doesn't seem like.
The only time I saw it was for those gold bounty changes.
Yeah,
with kills.
that was the last time I saw something that big. People were so upset about that.
And that, I mean, if that's the only one that we've gotten, that seems relatively minor.
I think so. And the thing that people got mad about is the Year Beast event, right? So it's not even the main game. That was the most recent thing. It's always the special events. So people are upset about the special events.
Right.
But the main game seems like it's in a good spot.
I think that was well founded for the first week. When the Year Beast came, you couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
But then they changed it so you could queue for regular matches.
That's the only thing I was upset about. Because frankly, I don't care about the special matches. So the fact that I had to wait for the special matches to end was the only thing that was bothersome about it.
People were getting upset about it though, without like when they changed it so that you weren't forced into doing the Year Beast mode.
Yeah.
People were still getting upset about it, and I had no idea why. Like, people were like, "Oh, thank God, the Year Beast event's over." Like, I don't. It doesn't really affect you anymore. Like, I don't know what you'd be upset about.
I don't care if people want to play those modes. That's fine with me.
And for the record, I still did not get a win in that mode.
You wasted all that money on that Arcana set. Well, at least it still looks nice.
Well, I didn't buy it for the Year Beast.
Oh, you didn't
mode.
buy it for the Year
No,
Beast.
I bought it.
Okay.
I bought it because I like Crystal Maiden.
Well, then you're good.
Yeah.
You're good to go because it's still my favorite Arcana set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you're good.
I've got a my Crystal Maiden is banging now. She's baller.
Okay.
She's got the immortal headpiece from TI4.
Okay.
She's got the white sentry staff, also immortal. I think I've got.
That's a good staff.
I think I've either got mythicals or immortals in every slot on
There you go.
with the Arcana.
She's still not in a good spot right now.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Ben, why don't you tell us about our next bit of news here about the about GDC and what Steam and Valve announced?
Okay, let me pull the show notes back up because I
Okay.
didn't know I needed those. Yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of Steam and Valve news just recently at GDC. So that was a big conference that happened with a lot of different gaming news that came out of it. But I think, we just wanted to talk about some of that. Just Steam and Valve being kind of the creators or the backers of the Dota scene.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about what they have going on because some of these things may impact Dota, some of them may not. But I think you and I both thought they were interesting regardless. So
Yeah, to me, anything, I don't know. Valve news is Dota news, as
Yeah,
far as
I
I'm
think so.
concerned. Yeah.
that's fine. So I know one of the big things that came out of this, I know you followed it probably a little closer than I did, but was the VR thing. So Valve introduced, who did they partnered with, what is it, HTC?
HTC, the cell phone maker.
Yeah, so an interesting partnership, but they're going to be launching their own VR thing, and we've seen a couple other VR devices kind of in kind of out there being tested, being experienced by the public. I know we've got Oculus Rift, which is out there, and people have had pretty good experiences with that. I know one of the critiques with Oculus Rift that I think even Lord Gabe Newell of Valve said was that it would cause motion sickness for some people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he was one of the people who I guess actually...
Do you know why that is?
I don't.
Okay.
But apparently this Valve device, their Valve VR device, has actually solved that problem.
I think it's called Vive. Is that right? VIVE?
It's something along those lines. I don't remember enough to throw the name out there. But yeah, but apparently the device takes care of the motion sickness issue. And I guess it's everybody who's...
Oh, I think it was because of the... I'm sorry, I interrupted you. But I think it's because of the refresh rate of the display.
Sure.
The refresh rate, I think, is like 90 hertz instead of 60.
I think there were a couple different things that were part of it. That might have been one of them.
In a bigger field of view,
Yeah.
I think.
Possibly. From what I'll tell you this, from the impressions I read, Valve has this thing figured out leaps and bounds above everybody else. So people were very impressed with it. The one thing I did read was there was some awkwardness with the cord that's dangling from that, and people kind of, because with the Valve one, you actually walk around.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either, but it's a thing. So
Yeah.
you actually are a little bit more mobile, and it can track some more things that way. But I guess the cord will sometimes kind of tangle with your leg or something as you're walking around. So
I like the ability to be able to do that if I want to, but I I'm not gonna walk around. I'm not gonna be able to walk around my office with this thing.
Well, yeah, who has that?
Who
set
has
up, right?
that? Yeah, you almost have to dedicate an entire room to it.
Well, and I
or-
think that's what I think could be a problem for Valve as
Yeah.
well. So basically, there's 3 big players that I know of. There's some other minor ones too, but the 3 big ones that stand out to me are the Valve one. You said the Vive,
yeah,
is I think what they're calling it. So the Valve one, and then you've got the Oculus Rift, which I believe Oculus Rift is now owned by Facebook. And then you've got,
I think that's correct.
You've
yes.
got the Project Morpheus, which is the PlayStation 4 one. Mm-hmm. So we've got 3 big ones, and who do you think's going to come out ahead on this? So not necessarily who launches first, but which is going
Yeah.
to be the one that kind of catches on with the consumer public? Because all of
Yeah.
these are launching, I think, within the next couple years.
Well, is the Sony one? Is theirs only able to be used with PlayStation 4?
At this point, that's what they have it set up for.
Okay, so I kind of almost I don't want to discredit it. I'm sure it's just fine, but well, I guess the other 2 are kind of locked into PC. So
Correct, yeah.
there's that. Yeah, I don't know. I think if we're just talking PC gaming, I kind of immediately go towards what Steam or what Valve has to offer.
Do you? Okay.
Because I like them. They tend to support more open platforms and more open things. Kind of, as long as it benefits them, they like to do
Sure.
that. But I think I tend to tip my hat towards Valve because, and here's why, Ben. I just installed the Facebook app on my phone, and that was such a big mistake
Well, yeah.
because they send me notifications that I'm not using the Facebook app.
Sure.
I don't get the hell away from me, Facebook.
Well,
Stop it.
And that's fine, and that's probably how I feel about that too. But I don't know if that's how the general public would react to that. So,
Right.
I would think that might be the one that has because of just the backing that it has, maybe the one that catches on the most. I think.
Yeah, I shouldn't be quite as cynical about it. I'm sure it'll all be fine. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Sony has the advantage of having a platform that is consistent. Because as you have these different PC platforms, tech specs get in the way.
Yeah.
Maybe I can run one game, I can't run one other program.
That's true. With that,
the
you just
PS4, you just
plug it in.
You just plug it in, you're good to go. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what the cost is with these things. It sounds like Sony's even dealing with some ethical issues. They initially had a demo that allowed you to shoot yourself.
Okay.
And they took that out of the game because they made people really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting. This VR thing is going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I'm not as much interested in walking around my office as I am. I just kind of want to sit down and do it.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
I'm way
with
more
you.
interested in that.
I'm with you too. Do you think that what's this going to do for Dota? Do you think it will do anything for Dota?
I don't know. It potentially could. I mean, as it stands right now, I don't really think so. I think it would be really strange to play Dota like that. Maybe.
Yeah. Do you know what I think would be cool though? Is as a spectator, I
Yeah.
could see them doing some spectating with that when you're watching a pro match and being able to really get wherever you want to get on the particular map really easily with head tracking or
Yeah.
really being able to get in the midst of the fights or something. Could
Or
be
what would
really
be
cool.
what would be really awesome is if they made almost like an arena type, you know, where like if you're a spectator, you're like sitting in the audience and you can
Oh, there you
look
go.
around and see everyone else watching the game. Almost like you're sitting at like TI5 or something, but
Okay.
more Dota-fied.
It seems like they could
know?
do some neat things with this for sure.
They just,
So.
it turns you into a creep watching a game or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
That'd be kind of
totally.
fun.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but gaming's changing, and
I
that's
definitely got the impression that it seems like this is going to be a big deal.
this is going to happen. I think that's the
Yeah.
big thing. Is I think we grew up watching movies where this was going to be a possibility. This is happening.
Yeah. Remember
Like-
when it looked like basically Virtual Boys strapped
Oh,
onto
yeah.
people's faces,
Oh sure, yeah,
riding on Aladdin's carpet from the hit film Aladdin?
totally, yeah. Well, I mean, but it's going to be in people's houses, and
Yeah.
that's mind blowing. So, what else came out of GDC, Brian? What else did you see?
They made the Steam Machines announcement,
Okay,
which, well, not an announcement, but they kind of firmed up some of the plans on those.
and those are basically it's a combination of it's somewhere in between your desktop PC and a game console, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's meant to plug into the television. It has what I've heard described as a still incredibly awkward, funny controller that Valve has put together. That's meant to be kind of conducive to playing more PC type games with it, meaning
Yeah.
your strategy type games, your Dota, that type of thing with it. I'm not sure if that's going to be successful in terms of the controller.
Yeah.
I would think that. I don't know who is this for. What are they competing against?
I'm
what are
not
they doing?
sure. It's the whole Steam Machines thing seems a little strange to me.
Okay.
Not strange. I like the idea of it, but if you go to the Steam Machines page right now, you get a list of like 15 different machines,
And they
all-
range from like what, $450 to like about $5,000 or so.
something
right?
like that. Yeah. And the specs on them are all very ambivalent, and if they're meant to appeal to somebody who would say buy an Xbox versus a PC, you know, if they're like, well, you know, which one do I want to buy here? The Xbox is way easier to buy and to get into and to just plug into your TV than to figure out what's going on with the PC. And
No, I agree.
I don't know. It all just seems very strange to me,
Yeah, I don't,
especially as something you're supposed to plug into your TV.
yeah, I'm open to having more competition in the marketplace. I think that's a good thing. I guess my question is, the Steam OS is free.
Yeah.
Why would I buy a Steam machine instead of a general purpose computer? I haven't been
have
sold on that
No
yet.
idea. Especially at the same price.
Yeah, at the same price point.
Actually, they're even more. Like if you look at some of the prices
Yeah.
versus like building your own for these, it's like twice as much.
Yeah, I haven't figured out who that's for. Maybe it's for the person who is not a technology enthusiast. They don't want to deal with building their own computer. They just want to plug and play. So
I think those people are going to go like the PlayStation route, though.
Well, maybe, I think there's just a small group that maybe is like, hey, you know, there's some games on the PC I can't play, but the barrier to entry on the PC side's kind of crazy. This makes it easier. Is there a group like that? Is that who this is for?
I don't think there is.
Okay, maybe there's not. I don't know. I'm interested to see how it works. I know Microsoft's even struggling in against the PS4. I mean, everything's losing out to the phone other than Sony. I think Sony's PS4 has been successful, but outside of that, gaming is moving to the phone and the tablet. But we also have this VR thing entering the space.
Well,
so I don't know.
PC gaming has actually been doing really well the past couple of years.
It's doing well, yeah.
It's been like growing.
I think at
it's
least
been growing.
At least
and
with your
doing
League
better.
of Legends and your Dotas and some of your free to play games and stuff, it's doing all right. Yeah, I agree.
No, it's doing better than all right. It's growing. It's doing well.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But
you,
is it?
You don't seem sure of that.
Well, I just is it going to keep happening? I guess is my question. And do the Steam machines help it keep happening?
The Steam machines don't help it keep happening. I think things like VR do. For
Yeah,
sure.
and I think that's probably what will keep it alive
Yeah.
also. Because I don't think you're going to have and maybe you will have. I think they already have some phone technology, but
Yeah.
really, when you're playing Candy Crush, are you going to do that in VR? Probably not. That's a lot of effort. I
Oh,
think
God.
the appeal of playing a game on your phone is the minimal effort that takes.
Well, and a lot of people who are playing Candy Crush wouldn't buy a PC or a PlayStation to begin with anyway.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. So.
Yeah.
All right. Now you were telling me about something called Steam Link. What's that?
Yeah, Steam Link is this little, it basically looks like the size of like a small portable hard drive
Okay.
that hooks into your Wi-Fi network, and you just plug it into your TV and has a USB port on the front of it for like a controller or something.
Is it like an
that.
HDMI hookup? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it hooks into your Wi-Fi network, and basically it's just a really cheap way for you to do the Steam in-home streaming. So it's basically like a receiver for that.
That sounds great.
So and it's $50.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to get something like this because games, you know, sometimes I play games like Transistor or Rogue Legacy or some racing games and stuff that maybe would lend itself to the big screen a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that.
This makes me wonder even more why I'd need a Steam machine. Right?
Exactly.
If I've
Yeah.
got a big computer sitting around somewhere, because that's what I thought. Maybe that was what they were going for, is a set-top box.
Yeah.
To kind of move to the other room, what you've got going on in your main
Yeah,
computer.
like a really
and-
cheap one, which they've done that in spades, it looks like.
Yeah, this seems like this is what we actually want with that.
And they've said it's as long as you have a good Wi-Fi network. And it has Ethernet on the back of it too, which is
so you can
pretty
hardwire
important.
if you need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they've said it's going to be capable of 1080p, 60 frames per second.
Okay.
That's great. That's more. That's all I want.
Now I'll tell you that I tried a really early beta of the Steam streaming. Have you messed with it yet at all?
I have not.
It wasn't great.
Well, your Wi-Fi isn't great.
My Wi-Fi is not fantastic, and my house is
Yeah.
kind of laid out funny. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe I just need a new router. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had issues
was-
playing Hearthstone in your living room.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe I need a new router, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it quite yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But maybe I just need to fix my Wi-Fi. It could just be me.
I think that's a big part of it.
Okay.
Is getting a good Wi-Fi signal, and I think that's actually more. It's pretty difficult to do.
My router is probably 15 years old too. I mean,
Oh, I didn't realize it was that old.
it probably is.
Dang,
Yeah.
okay.
I think I've had it for quite a while.
Yeah. But the Steam Link could be a pretty interesting option to do like Dota TV on a big screen,
Yeah.
just to kind of tie it back to Dota.
Well, I think I think for Dota, that's what I was thinking too. Is just watching those games will be fantastic on that.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily solve a lot of the issues that I think we're seeing with watching competitive Dota, because a lot of times the Twitch version is way more better and interesting than watching in Dota TV.
Yeah. When are they going to get the supplemental content on there? Because that's what makes a difference, right? Is
Yeah,
what-
like seeing the crowd and seeing the
Yeah.
announcers and stuff.
Exactly. I don't know. Yeah, it's something that's missing out, and maybe they'll never have it that way. Maybe they're just letting Twitch
Yeah.
handle it.
Yeah, because it's fun to watch the games in the game client when the actual match is going on, but in
outside of
between
that-
games you want to watch the other stuff.
Yeah, I hope
It's
there's
weird.
a solution to that.
I don't
somewhere,
know
'cause-
if there is.
Yeah, that is the one disappointing thing. But it, again, opens up some neat possibilities. So.
Yeah.
But I think that was the big news to come out of GDC for Valve and Steam. No Half-Life 3 announcement.
Unfortunately, I thought for sure we were going to see one. I think
Yeah.
here's my theory. I
What's that?
think once all this VR stuff sorts itself out, once it's all ready to go, once they launch it, it becomes a launch title with
Is it VR
with
only?
VR. I think so.
So let's look at two scenarios. Let's say Half-Life 3 is not a VR only title. Are you buying one of these VR things? Are you going to get one? Do you think you'll buy one?
Depending on the price point.
Okay.
I don't know what my breaking point would be.
Okay. But you're on board. If it's affordable, you're on board.
Yeah. Well, once I heard that the game Hawken had VR support.
So you've been on board for a while.
Yeah, because Hawken, like that game does such a good job of immersing you into driving that mech.
Yeah.
Like I wanted VR real bad.
Okay. So you're on board with the VR.
I'm on board with it. I think it's a big deal.
What is your price point if it is Half-Life 3 exclusive on VR? What is your breaking point?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think like $300 tops.
Wow, that's pretty high though, right?
That is pretty high.
it might be what
yeah.
it might be what they charge, but that's pretty high.
Yeah, I think that's probably about the most that I would do.
Okay. Well, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see where the price points are.
What about you? What do you think about all this?
I don't know.
Do you think this is the next big thing?
I think it could be. I think it's going to be a battle. There's going to be pushback.
Yeah.
You're going to get parents upset that you can shoot things in virtual reality, and that's going to turn everybody into a murderer.
It happens every 3 years.
Yeah, so you're going to get that conversation again. And maybe, and honestly, maybe there are some different ethical conversations that need to happen based on the immersion level. I haven't tried it.
Yeah. I
So
think
I don't
there
know.
are some conversations that
Yeah. So
some good conversations.
I say
there,
that I say that as a joke, but maybe it is something that we seriously need to consider at that point, because I've heard the immersion is amazing. Like it's really.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So in some ways, I'm excited about it. In some ways, the old man in me gets scared about what that is and,
Yeah.
and what that looks like. But I don't know.
Yeah.
And I also, my biggest fear out of the VR thing is that I'm going to get nauseous and sick,
yeah.
because I hate 3D movies. So I just
Yeah.
wonder, is this going to make
Yeah.
me sick, and is it going to be unpleasant? But I'm also excited about it because it's something you've been thinking about.
It's definitely something
a while.
I would want to go and try first.
Yeah. I don't think I'll just jump into it.
Because it seems
without
like
trying
some
it.
people are very sensitive to it and some people are not.
Right.
And I have no idea which camp I fall into.
Yeah, I hope. I fear losing traditional gaming to the VR only gaming, but we'll see. Maybe that's a better thing. I don't know.
I don't know if that'll happen.
It will eventually. If it's a hit, it will.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you not do VR if it
Yeah.
works well
That's a
and
good point.
it's not getting people sick? Although 3D,
Yeah.
people don't like 3D. Like I'm on the let's not do the 3D movie thing. So I don't know.
I think this is what 3D should have been all along.
Right.
So
We've just been waiting for this.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So some interesting stuff coming out of Valve's camp for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some freaking Dota, Ben. Let's do it. All right, let's get into the hero of the week.
You're tough.
Oh, you need to learn to click the button.
It's not my fault, Ben.
You're tougher than Axe Spot. Come along.
Feeding time.
Have a cookie.
Meepo. More Meepo.
I love you guys. Oh, I love you guys.
So I hear that your dad listens to the show,
He does occasionally.
which first of all, that's a whole separate conversation.
Right? He does not play Dota.
But he did.
Well, I think all of our dads listen to the show
my dad
occasionally.
My dad doesn't.
Well, Jared's does too occasionally.
Yeah. It's like showing up to your T-ball game.
Right.
That was
I think so.
analogy
I
that
like
made.
that analogy. I think that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Just there to be supportive.
But you said your dad sent you an app, a soundboard app.
So I don't know. I'm assuming it's related to the show because all I got was an email with a link to a sound app, and he said this sounds like it's a good sound app, and I think it's a passive aggressive knock against you. I think he's saying,
I think it's well deserved.
yeah, Brian is
Yeah.
failing at hitting buttons. Maybe this will be easier for him to hit buttons with.
Yeah. I've gotten suggestions from other people, but I just
So you're getting a lot of these. It's
not
not
a
just
lot
my
of them.
dad.
Well, I've gotten a couple of them. I've just been lazy and I have not implemented them.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna,
I believe that you have the right solutions in place. You just need to click the button better. I still believe that.
It might be I don't know if that's the case or not.
I think it's just user error, but it's okay.
It could be. Anywho, so the hero of the week, Ben, is Skywrath Mage.
Okay,
Skywrath Mage is a ranged intelligence hero,
correct.
and he is a pain in the butt sometimes
To play against or play as?
to play against.
Okay.
Because let's get into his abilities and then we can kind of talk
do
about. We can talk about him a little bit. All right, so his Q is Arcane Bolt. Skywrath Mage launches a slow-moving bolt of arcane magic, dealing damage to an enemy unit based on Skywrath Mage's intelligence. Cast range is 800. Base damage is 60, 80, 100, or 120, depending on the level. And at all levels, the bonus damage per intelligence is 1.6. So this kind of gives him a little bit of scalability. You don't see a ton of heroes that have a spell like this that can scale like that, which is really nice. Fun fact: the Arcane Bolt cannot be disjointed,
I didn't know that.
so you're getting hit with that thing no
Yeah.
matter what.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see here. So the base damage. Yeah, it's the base damage that scales on that. And the cooldown, Ben, at level 4, 2 seconds.
So it's just, do I have enough mana? Yes. Then I will cast this basically.
And it costs him 70 mana, which isn't a ton.
Yeah,
So he can spam that quite a bit, which is really nice.
for sure.
Okay, his W is Concussive Shot. Skywrath Mage sets off a long-range shot that hits the closest hero within a long range. Upon impact, it deals damage and slows in an area of effect. The search radius is 1600. The damage radius is 200. The damage is 60 at level 1. At level 4, 240. Wow, that's a lot. Especially given that it does a 30% slow at level 1. At level 4, it does a 45% slow for 4 seconds. Cooldown at level 1 is 20 seconds. 14-second cooldown at level 4. So basically the way this works is it kind of works like Tinker's homing missiles. Where you just kind of press the button and it just hits whoever's closest.
So just spray and pray kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't have a ton of choice with it. But that damage seems really good given how big of a slow that is.
I agree. Yeah, that's a nice ability.
Okay. Next up is Ancient Seal. This is his E. Skywrath Mage seals the targeted unit with an ancient rune, silencing it and causing it to take additional damage from spells. The cast range on this is 700. The magic resistance reduction is 30% at level 1 and 45% at level 4. The duration is 3 seconds at level 1 and 6 seconds at level 4. And it's on a 14-second cooldown.
Okay.
So this obviously kind of combos with his other spells.
Of course,
pretty well.
yeah, without a doubt.
And a good silence is always good to have on the team. Okay, let's talk about his ultimate. His ultimate is called Mystic Flare. Skywrath Mage uses his ultimate magical ability to conjure a precise and violent mystical field that lays waste to his adversaries. Deals massive damage distributed evenly among any heroes in the area over 2.4 seconds. That's some pretty good flavor text there, Ben.
Yeah, I love Valve's flavor text.
I've never heard the ultimates referred to as an ultimate in the flavor text.
No.
Skywrath Mage uses his ultimate magical ability.
So that might be the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one we've come across anyway. Okay, so the total damage at level 1 is 600. Total damage at level 2 is 1,000. And total damage is 1,400 at level 3.
Okay.
So that's if you're standing. It's a pretty small area.
You're just standing there the whole time.
Yeah, the radius is 170. So that's pretty small. But you can cast it from 1,200 units away, and it lasts for 2.4 seconds. So you got to be standing in that thing for a long time to take all that damage. Let's see. Cooldown is 60 seconds at level 1, 40 seconds at level 2, and 20 seconds at level 3. With Ag Scepter, it takes it down to a 0-second cooldown.
So that you can just spam if you have the mana, basically.
Well, it costs 800 mana at level 3.
So you cannot really spam it, but
So
you can try.
do it like twice.
Yeah.
And it doesn't increase the damage. It only reduces the cooldown with the Ag Scepter. So I don't really think that's that great.
It's good. I think there's some potential uses there. If you, I don't know, you'd stack mana boots on everybody or something. I don't know.
Get Bloodstone.
Bloodstone, yeah. I mean, there's probably some reason you could do that, but
Yeah. So Skywrath Mage, he remains to be a pretty popular choice, I think.
he is. Yeah, he's still in the meta for sure.
He
it
was
seems like, so.
he was really popular in the TI4 time.
Probably the height of his popularity.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
say.
because remember nobody was picking him. He was like a tier 5 pick going into TI4, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, "We're picking him."
Now Jared
every game.
Jared was in love with the guy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Jared was like, he's gonna have his day in the sun.
He's always ahead of the meta.
I think I don't
Yes.
know. Yeah, he watches too much Dota or just looks at numbers too much or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was always on board with Skywrath. So
Well, he does bring a lot to the table because you can run him. I think he's most popular in a support role,
oh yeah,
but he does okay with items.
yeah. I think you can do some other things with him if you want.
You're not carrying with him.
No, not in the traditional
Yeah.
sense for sure. So, but yeah, I like what he brings to the table. I think. I think you have to kind of think through the comp a little bit, just because some of his abilities are going to work better if you can make somebody stand still, for example, whether it be a chronosphere or a roots or some
Clockwork.
sort of a stun. Yeah, clockwork.
He's real popular with
There's
Clockwork.
I think he really works well with some certain combos.
Yeah.
So I like that, and I think he's not necessarily a horrible liability for your team if you're not doing the combos, but I think he's best if you have some kind of I think you want to think through what you're going to do with him. You know, what do you have on your team that's going to make him most effective? But I like him. I think he does a lot.
Yeah, his only he does a lot of damage, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, you
Oh,
pick
sure.
him for that and for the silence. He combos well with other nukers, other spellcasters.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He is really good in lane. In lane, he just brings so much harassment to the table. You can't disjoint the arcane bolt. He has that silence and the concussive shot as well. So a lot of possibilities. He fits into a lot of drafts fairly well. I
think so. Yeah, I think so too. I think
Yeah.
There's drafts that you wouldn't want to put him in, which I guess you could say about a
Right.
lot of heroes, but
Yeah.
he's not so kind of one trick pony that you put him in. You know, you don't necessarily have to pick around him.
Yeah.
But I think you just have to think, how does he fit into what we're doing?
Yeah. You can first pick him and not give away your strategy.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, well, that's great. What kind of items do you usually see on him?
Obviously a lot of support items. I mean, it just depends what role you're playing, of course.
Sure. I would think Force Staff's a good one for him.
Force Staff is a good one. Yule's Scepter to set up,
Sure.
like Ancient Seal or some of the other, abilities or something like that. I mean, they're not going to take damage, but if you time it to where you put not the Ancient Seal, the Mystic Flare, if you put that down right as they're coming out, they're going to take some damage from it. They're not
Sure.
going to be able to do much about it. Arcane Boots obviously are a good choice on him. Bloodstone, we kind of talked about Bloodstone. Jared really likes Rod of Atos.
I can see that with the
Atos
slow
on
that's
him.
involved in that.
Yeah. Works really well with the Mystic Flare.
Okay.
I think that's one of the few items you might almost consider that a core item with.
For him?
For him.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
you don't-
not too many other heroes that would be core.
they
on.
use the rod. Yeah, not as often.
Yeah. Well, because it boosts his intelligence, which boosts that
Sure.
arcane bolt quite a bit.
Yeah.
Did I say Bloodstone already?
You did.
Yeah.
I think that
Other-
gives us some good ideas on what you
Yeah, other
you can pick
intellect
up on him.
items: Shiva's Guard, Yule's Scepter, Sheepstick, of course, really good. I don't think I'd recommend Ag Scepter on him.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
down
there's-
on the. I guess to me, you're probably not going to have the mana to really get enough out of that. I think you might get the Egg Scepter because of the stats. So it's not like
Yeah.
it's a bad extra thing, and you get the stats out of the eggs. But
I think if you're going for stats, though, I think there's better choices.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do most people buy eggs on him or not really?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, maybe they need to work that again.
Yeah.
If it did more damage, I think I would be into it for sure.
Yeah.
Like if it increased the damage that the ultimate did.
Yeah, or the range, or even
Something.
like decrease the time that Mystic Flare is out for.
Sure.
So it does more damage quicker.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. The only I think the biggest issue with Skywrath Mage though is that he is so frail.
He's squishy. I think that's the one thing you have to watch out for, without a doubt. That's where you're going to get into trouble with him. So.
Yeah.
But I think, again, I think if you get through the early game, he seems to scale a little bit better than some other ones. So he's good in team fights for sure. So
Yeah. I've had matches where Skywrath Mage, you play against him and he just goes crazy. He just gets all these kills. He's seemingly unstoppable, because he does pretty well one-on-one.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Unless you have somebody who can jump on him and like get a good stun on him.
Yeah,
or
if they
something like that.
can prevent him from using his abilities, if they have a silence or something, he might be in trouble. So,
But if he gets like a like good slow off or the Ancient Seal or something like that, you're dead.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's great. So, are we feeling recommend on him then?
It's a definite buy from me, Ben.
Okay, are you gonna click a button? It looked like you were thinking about it.
I don't have it.
I don't think you should click it. I think we should just
I'm not
say
going
recommend.
to.
I'm gonna give him a recommend too. I
Yeah.
think it's a little bit on who's around him, but I don't think it's so much based on who's around him that you don't pick him otherwise. So, I like him.
Yeah, you just need to be really, really careful with your positioning.
Yeah, just don't feed with him. That's where you
Yeah.
can go wrong for
I
sure.
I'm not sure if I would necessarily recommend him to newer players.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that he has. I think he's. Well, his ultimate ability is a little bit hard to place maybe for a newer player.
Yeah.
His other abilities aren't too bad, but I think even silence tends to be something that's maybe a little bit more abstract for people to pick up on when you first start the game, because you don't know who do I put the silence on.
Yeah.
You don't want to put the silence on a right click carry that isn't planning to use on any abilities, for example. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's easy enough to wrap your head around, but I think even more so than all those things you listed, just your positioning
Yeah, he just dies so
is
easily. Yeah.
you have to be so careful of. And I think positioning is one of those things that, I mean, we've been playing for over a year, and
Still bad at it.
it's still bad. Yeah,
Yeah, without a doubt.
So there's that. I tend to recommend heroes that kind of tank up a little bit more to newer players.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. There's that.
Yeah,
Ben.
no, I agree. So that's that. That's Skywrath.
That's that. I think we're ready to bring back our senior executive producer here, Ben.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Welcome to the dense and impenetrable web of systemic bullshit we collectively refer to as Dota.
Hey, Cheeks.
Hello, Cheeks.
Hello. I am here.
It's good to have you back.
It's good to be here.
What do you think about Skywrath Mage?
What, Skywrath Mage? I like Skywrath Mage. At first, I used to think he was sort of... His ult kind of annoys me sometimes because I feel like I always miss with it. It feels
Yeah.
slightly skill-shotty to me.
I think
But,
it's more than
you know,
slightly. It is.
Yeah. Total skill shot. So, but I mean, I like all the slows and the silences and stuff are very handy. So, I mean, I honestly, I think I should probably start playing him a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Again, just because it seems like it might be something that's up my alley.
I think so.
All right.
And I'm totally on board with Ben in terms of the VR and motion sickness stuff. Like,
Okay.
For me, that was like the major detractor from it. So
Yeah.
It's
the
a
fact
concern
that
for me
Steam
as well.
is taking that into consideration,
Yeah, it's
or that Valve is taking that into consideration.
apparently Gabe's okay with their device, but he's had some issues with the other ones. And I don't think that's just him saying it. I think he probably went in and said, I need to fix this problem. How do we fix this problem? And they did on their device, basically.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's surprising coming from Valve. I just figured, after Half-Life 2, they'd just be like, if you get motion sickness, tough.
I'm surprised they're
That
even
game,
jumping
man,
into VR.
I cannot play the Half-Life 2 at all, just because it makes me want to
that.
barf.
Yeah.
You know what?
bad.
I
I
totally,
mean, even just normally.
Yeah,
I-
you said that before.
I totally forgot to mention that their Source 2 engine, you can develop on it for free.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
The,
yeah.
the only thing is that you have to sell your game on Steam.
Okay. Which that's even a better deal than, because Unreal just did that with the Unreal Engine also.
Yeah.
which I think they just want a cut of the money.
Yeah.
So that's even a better deal than that.
Yeah.
Because I think you can still sell your game elsewhere too, right? It just has to be Steam is one place you sell your game.
That I'm not sure of.
Okay, I'd be interested to know that.
Valve still gets a cut when they sell it on Steam, though.
Well, but if they can sell it other places too, then
Yeah.
it's even more flexible than the Unreal one is.
Yeah.
But it's great to see that these big companies are putting their game engines out there for.
Oh yeah,
For
that's
other
going to
people to
be
use.
huge.
I
That's
think
gonna be,
so.
That's such a big deal. Anyway, let's move on to chatting with Cheeks. What do you have for us, Cheeks?
Well, nothing, because there's nobody here this week.
Boo!
It's probably because we started
So
early.
tumbleweeds. So I was just mostly listening to what you guys were talking about instead of ignoring
great.
you
Yeah.
and typing in the chat. So,
That's
Did you-
fine.
so
Did you play
apparently
any Hearthstone?
daylight savings. I blame this on daylight saving.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've actually had quite a few people in the lobby the last few weeks.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So we're not
I
going to
think
do a
it's safe to
giveaway,
say.
but which
I don't
is
know.
fine.
Does that work with our? No, we're gonna do the giveaway because we still got people who post.
Oh, because you do have the noobs. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So does that mean I got to play the Noobs Ask Noobs bumper right now?
Well, hold on. Let me say a second.
All right.
That I was a little bit disappointed that Valve got away from augmented reality stuff.
Okay.
Because there was some discussion of like playing Dota and like having it like on your coffee table or something like that.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Wouldn't that be super cool? And you
I
can
think that
kind of
would be
move
neat.
around and other stuff. See that? I'd be totally down.
I
with.
do like my VR spectating idea though.
Can't they still do this
Yeah, that is
though?
a cool.
Can't you just put a barcode on your table and do this with the headset they have? Is that not a
Well,
possibility?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I have
don't know.
no clue what this headset can do.
Well-
I think if it could do tabletop Dota, I'd be so down for that.
I think that would be really neat.
That would be super cool. And if you could somehow work it out so you could have members of your team also playing at the table with you and stuff.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
You could all just share one big map, you know.
I love it. That's great. But it may not happen.
But-
So
But yeah, I mean, then what do you do about like camera controls and stuff like that? I mean, you don't have camera controls. You just have to look everywhere.
You have your coach do it.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
that sounds like nausea. Yeah, it's just okay. Moving on. What
Look
kind of,
over here.
Yeah. Do we have some? Should we do the questions thing?
Yes, are you guys ready for some questions?
Yes.
Then hit it.
Oh boy! Gosh, let's
Ben
try and
ruined it. Ben ruined it.
I always ruin it.
Let's try and keep this. That's my line. Here we go. Hey,
Hey.
are you guys ready for some questions?
Yes, we are, Cheeks.
Oh boy, have I got some questions for you guys. Hit it!
Holy shit! If you want peace, you must prepare for war. If you want war, you must also prepare for war. The lesson is always prepare for war.
I'd like to formally apologize to our listeners for how awkward that was.
The entire show.
It's fine.
The entire show, the entire run.
Yeah.
I think it's.
thought we've
think
already
it's-
just had
it's
a general
daylight
apology.
savings. Everybody's a little bit off. It's like earlier than it really should be.
Oh, I'm a little
Yeah,
off.
everybody-
I was
Yeah.
slamming some Alka-Seltzer during the show there.
Yeah, that could be
I
part of
got
the problem.
some weird sinus issues going on.
Well, let's just issue a general apology for anyone who's decided to spend their time listening to We Like Dota.
Yeah.
Sorry. Is that a good apology?
That was great. Yeah, that was perfect.
All right.
Well, some
So
people wanted
here's
to
our
hear what
first-
we had to say about some things. So what was that they've asked us?
Okay, well, I was just about to say, here's our first question.
Perfect.
But if you'd like to preface it.
Not anymore.
You're in the driver's
All right, here
seat
we
here,
go.
Cheeks.
All right, our first question comes from friend of the show, Frostwhite. It's an interesting question.
That's a new name.
Yeah, welcome.
We all know what Brian's answer to this would be, but I'm interested more in Ben's
Whoa,
answer. So
okay.
here we go.
You're interested
if you
more
could
in mine.
create, yes, if you could create your own Dota hero, what would they look like, and what would their abilities be? Mine would have been CM, but with a heal instead of Frozen Field.
Okay.
What? I strongly disagree with that. Frozen Field's such a good ability.
It's okay. You could just not stand at it and not get hurt, and life's okay at that point too. Gosh,
But
that's
imagine
a
if
good
it was a
question.
big healing field. That would
So
be
they want to
pretty
know
cool.
the abilities and
Yeah, they want to know your stuff. I mean, we all know Goblin Gangster would be Brian. And the ultimate would be the
Yeah.
drive-by.
I forgot all about Goblin Gangster.
yeah. I can't remember if I invented one or not, but I must not have. But I think I do want a new strength hero. Like I want some kind of a
You've been wanting new strength stuff lately.
I want maybe what I want is a strength hero that like the damage he does to you, and I know Drow is kind of the reverse of this, but the damage he does to you, so he's a ranged strength hero, but the damage he does to you increases as he gets closer to you.
Oh, interesting.
And then he takes less damage as he's further away from you.
Okay, let's continue to riff on this.
That's
I
an
like
interesting
So we're gonna
mechanic.
go with that.
Yeah.
So that's
We'll
two of those.
so
things.
so he's a strength hero. He's ranged. What would his
A
weapon?
ranged strength hero. Well, it's gonna be a shotgun, so that would make sense. Like some sort of a gun that shoots some kind of a buckshot type thing. So
What about a slingshot? Because that would hurt
Well,
close range.
the reason
than further range.
well, I guess
slingshot
the slingshot could work, but maybe a slingshot that fires multiple projectiles. How about that?
Okay.
So then you're gonna hit the more of those projectiles are gonna hit as you're closer.
Maybe it's like Sniper's annoying nephew.
It could be, yeah, it could be. So then,
Is there anyone we could use from Greek mythology? Because I feel like we've got Zeus and Medusa in there.
we could
but
think
there's
about
not a whole
that.
lot else. Who could you be?
Hermes?
Maybe.
Hermes wouldn't be strength.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not really strength,
Not really
though.
Ares,
sure.
maybe Ares could be some sort
You could
of.
do that. You could do Ares.
Ares could be some
Maybe.
sort of.
Here we go. It could be Poseidon.
Okay.
And he could have a trident that shoots water. And
Okay.
it does it at a high blast when you're really close, but when you're further away, the blast gets weak.
How about he doesn't? When he's really close, he doesn't blast anything. He just stabs you with it.
Oh.
Okay,
So
there we
then
go.
that's so maybe that would be one of his abilities is when he's close enough, he's a melee hero stabbing you, and when he's farther away, he's going to do a ranged attack. But
Yeah.
he has
Like a
maybe he
beam
has
of
like
water.
whirling water around him that's protecting. Because like I said, he takes less damage as he's further away.
And the
So maybe-
whirling water only, it's a radius around him, and then you can just step through the waves.
When you're in it, when you're in that same range that he does more damage to you, he takes more damage at the same time.
Yeah.
Ben, you should be working with Ice Frog on this
I
one.
think so. This is where we're going to start. So I don't have it fully thought out yet because I didn't know this question was coming.
Okay,
but
well,
we're going to go with that.
I think we should just sort of roll with like, because that's part
Poseidon.
of the question too.
He'd look like Poseidon because we decided that's what we're going to do with it.
Yeah, well,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, like, what kind of Poseidon? You want sort of an Aquaman type Poseidon?
I want him
Or do you
fishy,
want
but
a
not
little
too
more-
fishy.
What's that Aquaman that has a hook hand? I like that Aquaman. Kind of the badass looking Aquaman instead of like the
Well, yeah.
kind of girly
yeah,
man boy
I don't want that.
Aquaman.
I think
The Khal
tough.
Drogo
I'm thinking,
Aquaman?
Yeah.
I would think a beard of some sort would be good.
an
Maybe like
aqua beard.
an aqua beard, but the beard has like seaweed and sea fish and stuff
Kelp.
floating
Oh,
around.
there
it.
we
Kelp,
go.
Yeah.
I like that. Like he washed up on the beach.
What if he's like deteriorating because he's been in the water? Like his face is all wrinkly.
What about
Like,
Like it's all,
Pruny, like
it's all
if you've been in the
pruny.
water too
Yeah,
much?
he's been in the water so much that his face is all
I don't know.
pruny.
I kind of like
And
the
then
look
also,
of,
is he gonna be like a merman? Oh no, he should have tentacles like an.
Oh yeah, the tentacles is the way to go.
I
On
I
that,
like
too.
the
I
Davy
think we've got
Jones
this coming together.
portrayal from the Pirates films. The Davy Jones.
Yeah, but
look.
his bottom half's going to be Davy Jonesy.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
the top half is gonna be like a buff coddle, and then the
Yeah.
bottom half,
I think so. A buff coddle with a pruny face,
Okay.
yes, with a even more pruny face.
and then the tentacle thing. I think we've got a good. So I think we just need to decide one more thing. What's his
Yes.
like ultimate ability? Because it sounds
His
like it could be
ultimate
pretty
ability.
badass, right? Like what's he?
I
Gonna
think
do?
it could be something. If he's got tentacles, I think it should be something tentacle related.
Would it be like you grabs them with the tentacles and squeezes the life out of them?
Because I mean,
something,
if the thing is that you grab, if he deals greater damage when he's closer, then the tentacles should be a grab that pulls in. It'll be sort of Pudge-ish,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it should go out in multiple directions.
what if
so you
it
can
was
pull,
kind of
like,
like
multiple heroes
What if
towards
it was
yourself.
like Rubik's ability, where he grabs you and then
Throws you up in the
throws
air,
you
and then,
throws you back to the ground. So maybe not like Rubik's where you can point the direction to it, but just grabs you with the tentacles, does a lot of damage, and then does an AOE stun.
I don't think Poseidon's
Oh,
supposed to
oh, no,
have
no, I got it,
tentacles,
I got
though.
it.
You got it.
I think
I
you
got
got to do
this.
something with the
Our
waves.
Poseidon has tentacles, Brian. Get on board.
I don't know if I'm on board.
What's that, Cheeks?
I like Sniper's
I got it,
annoying
I got it.
nephew.
What do you got?
Okay, so we've got his tentacles. They all reach out in all directions, grab the nearest heroes, pull them towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Then he summons up a Hydra that comes out and like bites the heroes and then throws them far away from him.
In different
So
directions,
it's like
maybe. Just
blast
spreads them
damage,
out.
then throws them out. Yeah.
And maybe they could do like a stun like Earthshaker's little rocks do stuns. So it's not
Yeah,
like it's
something
not like a
like that.
Tidehunter ability. It's more of just
Yeah.
you can luck out with it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Okay, I think we're gonna do it.
Okay.
So there we go.
So
What's his
watch
name?
out for Poseidon.
Poseidon. Yeah, Poseidon coming soon.
Or Neptune, whichever.
Whichever.
one you think
I
we
like
should use.
Neptune as a name better.
I like
think.
Neptune better.
Yeah.
too.
I'll go with that.
I'm still pulling for Goblin Gangster or Sniper's annoying nephew.
Neither of these are
Dennis.
gonna happen. They're not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Ours has a chance.
I don't know. Goblin Gangster does.
Okay, so here's my idea for mine. Here's
yeah.
my idea. Okay, so my idea for this one is that it's like the bastard child of Roshan.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So it could have that sort of built-in Lincolns thing, and then also a huge like smash thing. And it'd be
Okay.
sort of a bigger character, but we'd have to figure out like who the mom or slash father is, because I'm not sure if Roshan's male or female, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
would it be one of the other heroes maybe?
I think so. I think we want some scandal.
Yeah, we want a scandal. So, or maybe another neutral creep.
What if you went with like Queen of Pain and you get kind of a little bit
Oh,
innuendo inducing Roshan, if you will.
yes, indeed. Because I'd imagine procreating with Roshan would be painful.
I would think so.
So she'd probably be into that, right? So,
yeah, I think so. So what would, yeah, that'd be gross.
so Queen of Pain and Roshan have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
We call him Quoshan.
Oh boy. That
Rosh-
went in a bad
Quoshane.
direction.
Here we go.
Roshan.
Quoshane.
Quoshane.
Quoshane. Yes, Quoshane. And he has a built-in Lincolns. He has that smash. He has a built-in blink too. Those are
So
like
built
his
in,
big-
so there really no reason to buy items on this guy.
Well, no.
So he's like
he just
Skeleton
doesn't
King.
have to. Well, I mean, there's like some heroes. If you look at it, they kind of have like two abilities. Now
yeah.
we'd either have to nerf the Lincolns or nerf the blink.
Right.
But maybe if you had like a blink with a longer cooldown or something like
I
that.
think I'm on board with that. That's fine.
So,
Okay.
and then his ultimate should be something Aegis related. I feel like, or Aegis related.
Aegis.
Why don't you do the cheese instead?
If he
The cheese- the
if
cheese
he
doesn't get
dies
any
when
love.
he dies, he drops an Aegis that doesn't last as long,
Okay.
and then so people have to scramble to pick it up.
This hero sounds so overpowered.
It sounds like a mess. It sounds like, you know what this should be though? I like it, but let's make it one of those special events that I never play.
Exactly, that should be it. So, but I think that would be fun if you
So
drop
what-
like a mini Aegis.
What Ben
and
is
then
saying is that he
either
hates
team
your
can
hero.
grab it.
No, I like his hero, but I'm going to expand this a little bit. I think we should make a mini event called Roshan Babies. And so what it is you've got
It's
whatever
like Muppet Babies.
whatever character you
Well, they've
pick.
got the Roshan Baby Courier. I've got one of those.
Yeah. So whatever
Yeah.
character you pick, it does what you do. So it has the Lincolns and it has the Aegis thing where you drop an Aegis, okay? And then it picks two abilities from the character you pick to be a part of it too.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got
okay.
like the
All right.
Lich Roshan baby versus the Queen of Pain Roshan baby, and as they're dying, they're all dropping the Aegises everywhere, and people are just picking up the
that'd be
Aegises. It'd be a
interesting.
disaster. It'd be great. That's
It
what
would
people
be.
want, and hats would come, and if you pay more money, you get
So that's
one
next year's
extra
Frostivus,
ability or
right?
something. I don't know. What's that?
So is this a Frostivus or Dire Tide? This is probably a Dire
No,
Tide.
this is something new. I don't know.
This is just a whole new game. I
Yeah, we'll
thought
make
this
it.
was like
It's
a
for
special,
Easter or
like,
something. I don't know.
Easter.
It's fine.
I like that.
So
That's
yeah,
pretty good.
I like where you're going with that. So a new mode called Roshan Babies. That'd be great.
Groshan, baby. All right. All
It's
right.
been decided.
So, it's been decided. Let it be. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. I've got a second question here. This one also has a CM theme.
Okay.
Let's see. This is from friend of the show, Sarah Mage, who says this is a pretty new question. I'm assuming that the friend of the show is new to Dota, so that's welcome.
Hello.
That's what we're here for.
Indeed. If your hero has a channeled ability like CM's Freezing Field, when can you activate a Shadow Amulet / Shadow Blade?
It's a great question.
I think you activate it after you start the channeling.
Yes. Definitely want to do that.
So, okay, so that's the question, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
does
it's
it ever
like
break
it's-
your channeling? Is there like a point of no return?
Well, I'm wondering, is there other items besides Shadow Amulet and Shadow Blade that you can activate during a channel,
Oh, I think you can.
and not have it break it?
I think you can do teleport scrolls? Question mark? Or no, you can TP while
There-
you're
no, you can't.
invisible. Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Okay.
didn't know that.
I don't know if that's true. Is that true?
I don't believe anything that's been
Is
said
what
in
true?
this segment at all.
Yeah.
You know, that's
But,
a great. That's
I
one
know
of those
for
questions.
I know for a
to throw
fact that
out.
you can. I know for a fact that during Death Ward you can definitely activate the W on Witch Doctor and not have it interrupt the channel and stuff.
Okay.
So it have to be one of those items or things that you can turn on or off
Yeah.
really easily. You know. So
You taught
I
me
think-
something new. Yeah, that's great.
yeah. So
That's something I don't know the
So-
answer to.
yeah. This is why Last Talent should be here.
Yeah, we that's one. We'll throw that one up on the Reddit page and see if somebody can give us an answer. How about that?
Exactly.
That's a great
So,
question, though.
That is a great question. We'll probably have some noob knowledge for people next week
We might.
or the following week, I guess.
Sure.
So let's see. You know, I think I'm going to leave it at that because we're going to have the special episode
Spoilers.
the following week.
Yeah.
Yes, spoilers. Do you want to talk about that, Ryan?
Yeah.
Maybe solicit a couple more questions.
We're recording this on March 8th, Sunday, March 8th. A week from tomorrow, I will be leaving for Europe for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I will be gone, and I think we're going to take a week off, but we're also going to pre-record a special Noobs Ask Noobs bonus episode. Extravaganza. So we'll have that up for one of the episodes, and yeah, Cheeks, do we need to set up a special thread for that, or are you just going to select a couple of questions to answer?
I just asked people to keep posting to Noobs Ask Noobs February and March.
Okay.
Because we've got a ton of questions from last week's request for the question show.
Okay.
And there's plenty of stuff that we haven't taken over, but we still more questions, please.
Yeah.
And we'll still do the thing where we give away a game. I'll do sort of a little drawing thing,
Okay.
which we're gonna do actually right now.
Do it.
Oh.
So here we go. So this is for the Steam version of Lara Croft and Guardian of the Light. So here we go. We have lots of entries this week because lots of people posting for the Noobs Ask Noobs show. So here we go. Full hat. Definitely working around. Pull it out, and it is Drew Tyler J, aka Sparks.
Congratulations, Sparks. I was chatting with Sparks over this past week. He's a new member to the community and a very nice guy.
Cool.
I was chatting with him a little
Good.
bit. He's a nice guy. So
That's
welcome.
Welcome, Sparks.
Awesome. So Sparks, I'll hit you up on Reddit and see if I can find you on the Steam if we're not already friends or whatever.
Yes.
And congratulations. So
There-
guys, don't
there you have
forget to post your question. Post your questions. And I'd say if you could get them posted in the next 24 hours, that would be even better because we're going to be recording this
Probably
on,
be wise.
I guess on Tuesday, yeah. So
Yeah, we're going to
if you
try
have
and
any
answer as
other
many of those
questions-
as we can.
and life questions. And I might come up with some questions of my own.
Oh,
honestly.
boy.
Wow.
That's scary. Yeah.
It's very scary.
Real quick, just want to give a shout out to Prairie Penguin. He is putting together a fantasy league, and I think registration for that is closing quite soon, if it is not already closed. So if you're interested in Prairie Penguin's fantasy league, there's a thread for that on our subreddit at welikedodo.reddit.com. And yeah, just a general shout out to the community. I've noticed a big uptick in community involvement lately. So if you're new to the group or new to the guild or anything like that, welcome. We're happy to have you. You can get involved with our guild and our Steam group. You can check all the info for that at our subreddit at welikedodo.reddit.com.
Great.
Boys, I think that's the end of the show here.
That is. That's all we've got.
Yeah.
It is.
Cheeks-
Where can we find us?
Where can we find you online, Cheeks?
You can find me at Cheeks Flappin' on Twitter, Instagram, Cheeks Flappin' on Xbox Live, Cheeks, that's CCHHEEKKSS on PSN.
Perfect. What about you, Ben?
I'm at Dota Yadneb on Twitter.
Where do you want to be found online?
Twitter's fine.
Okay.
That's enough.
Yeah. Okay, great. You can find Jared. He manages the We Like Dota Bets Twitter account. If you're interested in the seedy underbelly, seedy underbelly. I could not
Seedy
say that. The
underfellas.
seedy underbelly of Dota betting. You can follow that Twitter account. He's also at +3000 on Twitter. You can follow me personally on Twitter at byinger, BYINGER. I'm also on Instagram under that name. But more importantly, follow the show, We Like Dota, on Twitter, Reddit, Twitch, and YouTube. And anything else, guys?
Yeah, the theme music is by Michael Edwards of the Sunrise Robot Podcasting Network.
Yes. Good guys over there.
They are, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's it. So thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next week.